Alright guys, so when it comes to a bug out situation, you can tell right behind me, this is the downtown corridor. It's a main drag through this city. I'm right here at the edge. I've literally crossed the railroad tracks. So I am now heading down toward their riverfront. And this is an area commonly flooded in this particular town. And as you can see here, there's ample woods. There's people walking around me. This is a park and a trail area in this specific region. So I'm just going to kind of go down here, take a gander at some of the opportunities that you can find when you're trying to bug out for a night or two as you're traversing that urban landscape. A lot of people are deathly afraid of camping overnight in an urban area, especially if you're not used to it. And it's not comfortable at all. Imagine the homeless, how they feel. You know, they're sleeping literally up in town. You're not going to find them out here in the woods very much. But for those of us not accustomed to it, we like our privacy. We want that semblance of security that those four walls, or at least an open camping environment, can give us. So we're going to want to find the interface where the woods meets the urban area. It's gorgeous down here. Weeds are just over knee high, about waist high. I'd hunker down in those weeds personally. I'd make a low profile shelter, and I would feel completely safe down in this area for a night or two, without question. Even with all the foot traffic, nobody's coming down here. Not late at night, or at least if they did, they wouldn't know I was around. Obviously, because you're in town, you are not going to have an open fire, so that's off the table. So that's something you're going to have to keep in mind. But I have access to water. If it was a true emergency, stuff's going to be hitting the fan, and if I had to get a night of rest, this is one way I could do it. So what I'm doing is I'm just getting some space between me and the looky-loos so I can go over my bug out bag. Now my bug out bag is only 5 pounds. That might sound weird to you. I have a 5-pound bug out bag, dry weight. That means I have not filled up the water container in the bug out bag. But with my water filtration system, I can walk down here to this river or any water source that I find and filter it on the fly immediately. I also, of course, have a Silcock key, so if I was on the main drag, which is literally 75 yards, 100 yards away from me right now, I could access water from a public building pretty readily. Of course, there are enough houses in this district, I could sneak up in the backyard and just take something out of a garden hose if need be. But again, depending on the situation at hand, we can what if ourselves to death. I've mentioned that dozens of times already. It just depends on what's going on. That said, I am still packing my complete EDC. I'm gear heavy, in my opinion. I got a lot of gear on me. I could do some damage for sure. I'm very comfortable. I feel good and safe. Of course, I'm in a park. Not a lot going on right now at this time of day. A late evening rush hour is going on right now, so there's a lot of traffic in town. I think this would be a pretty decent spot. I see where somebody's been fishing down here. They've actually got some sticks set up in the ground where that's been holding their fishing poles. So that tells me obviously there's plenty of people coming down through here. But I'll get a little further down the trail. We'll bust open this bug out bag and go from there. Before I keep blabbering on, a bug out bag is designed to keep you mobile. It is not designed to keep you comfortable. So if comfort is of primary importance to you, you are not bugging out. There is no true emergency. You're still camping. So remember, my objective in this course is to get you the heck out of town. You don't want to stay in town if there's a true emergency. You want to make your way out. So here I am at the edge of town, and when we get into our fieldcraft portion of this course, Jamie Boggs, one of our instructors, is going to be showing you all kinds of awesome little skills and tidbits that you can add into the skills that I've been sharing with you. And it's all going to come together for you. But right now, let's focus on those kits. All right, guys, so this is my bug out bag. Look at that little dude, okay? This is it. It's literally 5 pounds, nothing to it. I can hold it here, carry it as a chest rig. I can move it to my side to carry it as a haversack or something like that. And then, of course, I can move it here. It's also ambidextrous, meaning that I can unhook it, reattach it to the other side, sling it over either shoulder. It has very handy grab handle on the bottom, so I can jerk and move as necessary. Just an awesome kit. This particular bag is the Victos upscale sling bag. All right, also Molly on the back. I could attach this to my bug out bag or larger bag. Now, this particular bag has my needs in it totally addressed. Remember, carrying my full EDC, so got my gun, got my knives, got all my goodies, right? It adds on to this. So, first thing I have in here, remember, mobility. This is 5 pounds currently. If I had water, I'll show you my water filter bottle when I get to it here in a minute. It's meant to stay moving. So, you gotta address those cell phone needs. Got my charging cables, I've got my charger, and then if I'm in a public area, such as an airport or other public venue, and I'm able to stop to get a little juice in my phone, I'm gonna try and take advantage of it whenever I can. But I have a data protector right here, and this goes on the end of the USB insert, like so. What this does is it blocks all incoming traffic to my phone that's trying to read information from my phone. If you're wondering why you get so many spam calls and you get people knowing things about you and your phone system that they really shouldn't know, it's because sometimes you're going to plug it into public utilities through USB charging stations and public Wi-Fi, and it up and downloads that information to them. So using something like this in hotels, airports, any public area is going to save you a lot of hassle and potentially save you from having your identity stolen or your phone infected by hackers. Headlamp, all that just right up front. Not a lot in that top kit. This is actually for sunglasses, originally in the kit. Not a big deal. If you have sunglasses, I still have plenty of space in this bag to move this stuff around. This is just where I chose to put it. Secondary pocket up front, I've got my first aid kit. Look at that. Little bitty first aid kit. Personal IFAC, personal individual first aid kit. This particular kit is a Helicon Tex. Pull apart like so, and it has my boo-boo kit, antiseptic wipes, things of that nature. Everything to deal with blisters and minor injuries only. Additionally, I have my entry kit. This simple kit is a trashable covert entry kit. So if I needed to ditch this kit for whatever reason, it has a variety of lock picking tools. All right, again, trashable or ditchable kit. It's cheap, it works, but you don't want to get caught with it necessarily. So if I needed to toss it at any moment, I could, and I wouldn't have to worry about it, because I don't really need it, but I'd like to have it. Main pocket, survival kit. So I have my key, Silcock key. I have Sharpie markers. Those are going to be important later. This is an industrial Sharpie marker that will go over wet and oily surfaces. I highly recommend this. If you need to leave directions for another member of your survival party that may come by later. This will enable you to mark on vehicles, buildings, etc. It also makes a pretty wicked candling device, and Instructor Jamie is going to show you how to do all that cool stuff at another time. Of course, I have cordage. I have a multi-tool. Multi-tool, we carry multi-tools in the woods and they're not necessary. In an urban environment, this is super handy. This particular is the Leatherman Super Tool 300. I can cut wire with this. I can do a lot of crazy stuff with this. I've actually opened fire hydrants with this exact model. So keep that in mind. Super Tool is awesome. I have my Exotac ferro rod. Has duct tape on it for wounds, etc. Whatever I need. On the cap it opens up and there are fire starters inside the cap. So this, to me, a multi-tool within itself. I love these items. Another Exotac product, the rip spool, additional duct tape, sewing repair needs. There's a needle on the inside of this. Again, wonderful, wonderful tool. Exotac makes some excellent products, and when it comes to a bug out kit, it enables you multi-function, and it eliminates waste and it eliminates weight. So to me, that's what it's all about. I have a sturdy yet budget-friendly survival knife. This is a Condor pterosaur knife, full tang, 1095 steel. All right, this is a budget knife, meaning if it's taken, it's broken, it's lost. I'm not going to cry about it. It's not that big a deal, but it will do the job I need it to do. It will do all survival and bushcraft related tasks necessary for a bug out situation, 2 to 3 days. Then I have my water filter device. I've opted for the Sawyer Squeeze because I do want to carry an additional water filter with me. And this, I can pick up any bottle. I'm down here along the riverfront. I can pick up a 2-liter bottle, a water bottle, screw this on, bam, done. I got fresh water. Backup lighter, chem light, military grade. I want to make sure I have a decent night light if necessary for night operations. And that concludes the main pocket. Now, I have the side pocket. You know, where's your shelter, Jason? Well, I'm glad you asked. Here, on top, I have my Grail Ultralight. This is going to be my standard water bottle. Unscrews, I can filter water 15 ounces at a time. I can go to the river right now, filter water, which I'll do in a moment for demonstration purposes, and show you that this works. Bam, 8 seconds, I've got fresh, clean water. I can drink constantly on the go. I can walk into any public building and just take the top off. Hey, can I fill up my water? Remember, gray man, blend in. Hey, you know, I'm being sustainable. I got my water bottle. Fill it up, bam. Water every single time. It's never failed because we test these things. 2, ultralight backpacker's tarp. This is a 5x7 tarp. You want a budget model? Get it at Walmart, $9.97. The grommets work. It's made well. It sheds water beautifully. It folds up to virtually nothing. I can actually get this down in my pocket right now. That is on top of everything else in my pocket. So that's how nice it is to have that type of a shelter. Then I have my survival scarf. This is my bed. I would fill this up with duff or debris from the area. This is basically a tube that cinches on either end. I can use this as a haversack by simply tying it up, throwing it over my body. So if I'm collecting additional resources, or I just hit a honey hole full of good stuff that I need to get, or I'm finding food, or whatever the case may be, I can just drop it in here. I can take my entire bug out bag and drop it in here if I just need a change in the way I'm carrying something. If I need a rain cover over my head. I can put this on over my head and use it as a rain cover. Improvised tourniquet. A lot of awesome uses for this. Firewood carries. It's a chair. Multiple uses. Tom Roycraft invented this back in the 60s. It was made famous by Morris Kahansky, and of course I've updated it to fit our personal needs, and all I did different was added cordage on both ends and made it longer and a little bit wider. The reason we made it the size we did is I'm this wide, so that's why the bag is also that wide. I wanted it to fit my core from head to the bend of my knee. So this is measured to Jason, so you know how big Jason is. This goes down from head to just below my knees, and it's going to cover my core and keep me warm when I lay on it as a mattress. So awesome multi-use item, and again, I can wad this up, put it in my other pocket if I needed to. But altogether, that is what comprises my complete bug out bag. This at only 5 pounds, and if this is filled with water, I'm only at 6, is all I need to stay in the game for 24 to 72 hours. The only thing that I'm missing is calories to keep me fueled up, and I'm going to cover that in detail in our next segment. Alright guys, I'm going to demonstrate this Grail Ultralight for you. For information purposes, if you're going to approach a river, especially one the size of the Ohio River, be aware it's nasty, it's dangerous, you never drink it without filtering, and I would recommend boiling it, but I trust my filter systems. So it is extremely muddy. The tide has not yet come back up yet. It will be soon, and I'm covered in mud already. So let's go get this done for you. Alright, got it full. Now I need to put pressure down on it, like so. I have to crack the cap to allow air to escape. Usually you'd put this on the ground, but it's so muddy and silty, I'm just going to muscle through it for you. Or attempt to. There we go. Filtered water. I'm drinking the Ohio River right now. Taste, clarity, absolutely on point. So if I get some weird disease or I grow a third eye, you'll see it in later videos.